Huntertown, Indiana. It's Soarin Hawk on the air. And as promised, we're going to do some great flying today. What is this? 3 times. 4 times when they So we have our Creance team here. We got Trey, and we got Nancy, and we got Emily. So we're going to go out into a nearby field and fly some birds, or at least one bird today. So, anyways, we've talked about Creance flying. So what is Creance flying?
Creance flying is what we do when we get a bird. It goes into our ICU, and there it sits. Much like you working out at the gym, it starts to lose muscle mass and loses its flight preparedness. So Creance flying is where we tie the rope or string around the bird's jesses, which are anklets that go on the bird, and then we fly them. This one is about 150 feet long, and we try and fly them for red-tailed hawk we're flying today about 2,000 to 2,500 feet per trip. That's only if they're doing well. If they're not doing well, it can vary from each time, but the bird always tells us how much exercise they need in order to get into flight shape.
So for each bird, you have a flight plan, right?
Yeah.
And you keep a record of how many flights it does and how well it does on each flight?
Yes, we keep a record. We will, when we tie it off, it can fly a full line, quarter line, half line, whatever it is. We'll write that down along with how it's wings level, are its legs tucked up underneath, is it going erratic, leaning one side to the other. But in general, we try to fly at least 10 times, and then we go beyond that as needed.
Now, as you do this, you change the period, how many times you fly. In other words, the first couple times it's every 3 days, then it's every 2 days, then every day.
Yes.
And to get the bird up. So if it's a good bird, quote unquote, there are no such things as bad birds. If it's a good bird, probably it's 2 weeks to go through the exercise and evaluations until we're ready to release the bird.
Can you talk a little bit louder? I think they're having a hard time hearing us with the wind.
You can't hear me? Geez, everybody can hear me. There's people in the middle complaining.
You are correct. We do have different flight plans for different birds, depending on the type of the bird. If the bird is doing well, it can take up to 2 weeks. They'll generally start by doing a quarter length of this line, and then they'll work their way up to full. And generally, if they can do a full line all 10 times for 3 to 4 days or more, depending on its injury, then we can at that point release it because we are confident that it will then be able to hunt and have the stamina to pursue food and guard its territory.
Okay, so we have a 4-man team out here. So we have one person who releases the bird to fly it. We have one person who breaks the line, in other words, to slow the bird down, to put some drag on the line. We have a third person who anchors it. And then you have somebody like me who makes records. So let's go get a bird, all right? So we're going to go into our new habitat facility, rehab facility, and down the long hallway. And right now, Nancy and Emily are getting the bird. And we're at pin. They ready? Okay, so Nancy has the bird, and Emily's going to demonstrate how you put the jesses, anklets and jesses on. Gotta watch those talons.
Yep, you always do it on top, so that way if he does try to grab me, then I'll be up here and he won't be able to get me.
Okay.
Now they tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, we have some jealous critters over in another cage watching us, wishing they could do this.
Slide the band up, please.
Mm-hmm.
The band's under the anklet.
So the leather there has been treated. It's fairly soft, so it's not going to abrade the bird.
You want to go above it? And then I gotta extend his leg again.
And yeah, you have to watch that beak.
Yeah.
Now the orange band that you see on the bird is to identify it so we know who's who, so that we treat them properly. Okay, so next thing is we're going to put on a swivel. And now the tricky part. Okay, loop that around, and we're almost ready. Are you ready, bird? Yeah, the bird's quite ready.
And I
So-
think maybe we better do that check in here rather than outside.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to do a pre-flight check here. Make sure that everything is a-okay. Make sure the landing gear is good. Make sure that the lights work, wings work. Get those things out. Beak works.
Mm-hmm.
How's the keel?
I'd say about a 2 to 2.5.
Okay. So it's coming up.
Okay. Okay. I know. You want the feet or you want the feet first?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute. There
Don't see anything that looks concerning. No bumblefoot.
It's okay.
That looks good.
So bumblefoot is sort of like an inflammation of the foot, like you're having corns or something like that on the bottom of your foot that prevents you from
Left
closing
wing
up your
first.
talons. And so unless they get enough exercise on that foot, they can actually end up with, if you will, flat feet or bumble or extruded feet. So feathers all look pretty good.
Yep. Left wing looks good.
Left wing. And it's a nice warm day, so we don't have to de-ice.
Okay. Right wing.
White wing.
Right wing, okay. Nice primaries there. Okay. Looking good.
So what are you looking for when you're looking at the wings?
So we are looking for any that are bent or damaged, anything of like the follicles are misaligned or missing wing or feathers, that sort of thing, and making sure they can fully extend it. 'Cause if they can't fully extend it, that can be an issue. We also just want to make sure that their wings are more or less able to move.
Tail.
Yep.
You want the tail this way or do you want her over him over the?
I think it's good like this.
Looks
Nice,
pretty good.
big adult.
Yeah, those look fairly good.
Okay.
I've got some nice feathers on you there, bud. So we're basically looking for the same thing with the tail. Are all the feathers there? Are they damaged in any way, bent, that sort of thing?
So, looks like you're all ready to go.
We're ready.
Well, let's taxi out to the runway.
Ready, Emily?
So, we got any questions yet?
No, people are saying it's very interesting.
Okay.
Can you hear us better now, everybody?
Our neighbors have been very good to us. They allow us to use their property to fly the birds. And so, looks like there's an off to the southwest. So we'll be flying off into the southwest. So we're going to set up our team here. good there. All right, so about ready to go?
Yep.
All right, who's going to break?
I'm going to break. I'm just going to slow the bird down, make sure it doesn't face down into the ground when it reaches the end of the line.
Okay. And he's going to hold on to this reel. And I'm going to just stand here and look pretty. Okay, good.
So when we start creancing, the first one is always from the ground. You want to make sure that they can take off from their own without propulsion from us. That way we establish that because it requires more stamina, so we do it first.
And you want me to throw it into the wind?
Just put it on the ground and
Let him
Facing the
choose.
wind, or?
yeah.
And let's step back here so we don't get tangled in the line. Come this way. This way down. Yep. Because, depending which way he decides to go.
Anchor ready? Yep, brake ready?
Yep, ready.
Oh, look at that. Uh-oh. Go, Nancy, go. Well, that was interesting for a moment. Okay, so it's all a team effort. Woo, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Question?
Well, somebody's asking if I put a piece of paper in front of my mic, if it will help
Oh,
make the wind sound better. Do we have an extra sheet of
I
paper?
got a handkerchief in my pocket.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
Just hold it.
I don't even know where my mic is. I don't know if this is going to be any better.
Okay, so while they're doing that, they're going to do a little quick examination on the bird. We're still on that. Okay. We'll start restringing the line. Take off with the bird. Not cooperating, huh?
Anchor ready? Brake ready?
Ready?
Oh yeah. Look at how well that bird did.
Wow,
Whoops.
beautiful.
Yep. Good thing you're braking. Emily nearly went with the bird. While we're at it, I want to tell that hairdresser down in Australia, I'm sorry about the hair. Sorry.
Do you know what microphone is on this? Maybe.
Yeah, because then you're
Yeah.
on top of the bottom.
Can our watchers tell me if the sound is better now?
So we have a water bottle and we're spraying his feet because it helps him to evaporate, much like dogs' noses or foot pads. And then we're spraying some in his water to make sure he's getting enough water to keep him hydrated. That way we can help keep them cooled down and prevent heat stroke, that sort of thing. And if the bird does get too tired, then we always just stop for the day because the health of the bird comes first before trying to rush them out the door.
This is flight 3.
Yep.
Some more? Good, good.
Okay.
So when we spray the water, we want to make sure that we don't get it in that little hole in his mouth. That
Leads right to
yeah.
his lungs.
right.
This is trachea.
This is trachea. So
My phone is like on sunshine mode. It's hard for me to see. I think we're getting a shot of that.
Here.
no.
No.
So,
Okay.
He says, I've had enough. You
Yeah.
guys drown me. Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. Okay.
Flight 3. Anchor ready?
Yep.
Brake ready?
Ready?
Oh yeah, look how well he's doing. Yeah. If you notice, they start going down when they get to about the end of the line because they figured out that that's as far as they can go. So they just relax and just head down through the ground. Otherwise, Emily would be pulled right out of her socks there. Flying bird.
So you're making notes, Emily?
Yep, so here we have, this was the third flight, and he took the full line, and from this one, it was from the ground, and he felt the brake, and he only took half the line. So these, hopefully, he'll take the full line again.
Thanks.
See, and while we're waiting for the IQ, we start seeing camp songs or something. We're already thinking about the next bird that we're going to bring out.
Yeah.
We're trying to do as many as we can when the weather's good and get that exercise because we got to start building up that keel, get that muscle development going. You know. But just like us, if you stand around too long, you tend to lose some of your muscle mass. And pretty soon you don't feel like doing anything. And plus, you're getting 3 good square meals a day. So, you may stay on with us. We don't want that. We don't only afford 1 meal a day and only for 180 days. After that, goes home. How's the clock running?
It's 1:35.
Could you ask Nancy if she feels comfortable with you coming down there to help her pick it up? Sure. I can talk about how we're throwing the bird. Into the wind.
Yeah. Probably a little bit of exercise he hasn't done for a while. Can you turn that way?
We want to throw them into the wind because birds tend to take off into the wind. So while it may look a little unprofessional or that sort of thing, birds take off into the wind and then turn around and fly with the wind. We're trying to simulate that by throwing them in the air into the wind. So it may look a little chaotic, but real life is chaotic. So.
Plus, we tend to be the klutz fancy ones, not the birds.
Right.
No offense, Fancy.
Ready?
Yep.
Let's go to
That didn't work.
the other way. That was a lot. How far did he fly? I think about 300 feet at that time. They're going out with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it for today.
Just on some of the old ones now. Not really. Ready to walk back? Okay. I think we need to call it. We're gonna call it today. Want to show them why we're calling it?
Yeah. Now this bird has gotten hot. Our weather is hot, and once we see that the bird has had enough, if we think that they're going to get overheated, we will stop the Creance. Now he's doing some open mouth breathing. He's panting a little bit. He's done some great flying, which he is not able to do in his pen. So we're going to call the Creance session for this bird for today. He did great.
Especially with him and his husband.
Yeah.
Did good.
So we're winding up the reel now.
Okay, well, looks like it's back to the hangar. A fairly successful flight today, considering the wind and everything.
Yeah, very successful.
But he seems to be able to handle the wind, which is great.
Yeah.
Close the doors first.
So now the equipment is taken off in reverse. If it was a first year bird, we wouldn't see any of those red tail feathers.
Yeah, be brown with barring on it,
And then-
black bars.
And then at the second year, we'll see some red feathers come in the center, and the young feathers, the barred feathers, will be along the sides. Now, this guy is definitely at least probably 3 years old.
At least 3. Yeah, so.
Let's
Okay,
see.
well, you guys did a good job today, considering the wind and everything. And the bird did a good job because he demonstrated he can handle the wind, which is a good thing. You know, that he can handle the wind and fly around. And try as he might, he could not hang Nancy. So, you know,
He
but
did some nice curves.
yeah, so did some nice curves and that kind of thing. Now, the only thing is, if he would just flop over his back when he's done, so you could just pick him up,
Yeah.
instead of going into the attack mode. So,
So, in order for this bird to be released, what do you need to see in Creance flying in order to know that he's ready to go?
So first and foremost, we need to make sure that their flight patterns are regular. Nice level wings, feet tucked up, can bank to the left and the right, isn't favoring one side or the other, as well as distance. So for red tails, it'll range from about 2,000 to 2,500. So that's usually around 15 to 20 flights on a full length line like this. That typically will only come after they've gotten some exercise. Since this guy hasn't been exercised since Thursday, he's a little rusty, so he hasn't been building up his strength like we would like. But we are going to be getting him out every other day moving forward since he has been cleared by the vet.
so if he does a quarter mile of flight time, that means you guys have to do a half mile of walking.
Pretty much.
So anybody out there that's on an exercise regimen, you can join us. We'll train you, and you can help us out with flying these birds. Is a great activity, especially for the birds, and it means that they're getting better and they're off on their own pretty soon, returning them to the wild.
Have another question. They wanted to know what his injury was.
His injury, So I don't know if we'll be able to get a shot since he's kind of angry, but the beak right above there is a yellow fleshy area, and you can see the scab there on that. That's called the cere, and his cere was injured when he came to us, and so he has been deemed non-releasable until his cere is healed. So when we fly him, we don't really have to worry about one wing not being fully extended or favoring one side. We're more concerned with that scab healing up, and then that being all healed. At that point, he is free. He is ready to be released.
Yeah, because we don't want to get any infections in there that could be detrimental to him. So we're treating it. I think, what are we doing? We're putting Manuka honey on there, and keep it soft, and also the ingredients of the Manuka help with the healing process, killing the bacteria.
Correct.
Yeah.
This beak is shorter than the other two. The top beak. You might want to mention that.
Yeah. You may notice here that at the front of his top beak, normally it comes to a point. When he came in, his beak was broken off. That's basically the same as your fingernail. That's just a matter of it has to grow in. But because he's still got enough of a beak there, we don't have to worry about that, and that's not going to get infected because there's nothing to really get infected there. So that'll just grow out on its own, and it'll be fully formed probably within a few months to weeks of him being released, if it's not already by then.
Yep. Okay, well, I think that does it for today. Next week, I don't know what we're going to be doing next week. I think next week we might be showing you our new aviaries that are going to be going up. And with the aviaries, that means the birds will get more exercise, and that means less that all these people have to do. So they're not going to get as much mileage on those tennies of theirs, running back and forth across the lawn. So, so we're looking forward to the day when we can put them outside where they can get some real flight time. Bye. Till next time. And I won't say a bad word until we're really off the air.